You don't mind him being selfish when it comes to his defensive rebounds.
Thiero hangs and hits, and he'll go to the line. Platform starts in the basketball court.
Well, he feels so much more comfortable with the ball in his hands, as you saw, not only on that steal.
Nice feed and a flush by Thiero. Above the rim. Thiero above the rim.
And Oscar understands that, Shibwe.
Thiero for three.
Thiero is another.
Wallace to Ware. Thiero got it. How about him coming off the bench and knocking it home?
But really, the offensive boards even more so. Put back Thiero, quality minutes and production.
To drive. And into the post. Ware is there to pick it up, and he got challenged. Now Collins will try. And it finally goes. It was Thiero who cleaned it all up. Kentucky just very one possession.
Yeah, and Oscar Shibwe is not involved in this play. It's Lance Ware, Collins, and Thiero finally comes in. And that's Kentucky basketball. John Calipari.
Wallace will drive. Thiero. Three. Got it! That is only his 7th try from three. And Thiero is now 3 of 7 and a standing ovation as the Cats will get it back.
Who's available?
Top of the runner, poked away from Shibwe. Thiero!
Second chance.
In transition fast. Thiero all the way off glass. Too easy through that Arkansas defense. Livingston grabs it, bounces it up ahead to Toppin, right to Shibwe. And the follow by Thiero. She used the dribble. Shibwe traveled right before that. And hanging on the rim. That should be.
But in a total rebuild mode. Freshman getting it started for Kentucky in the first shot. But Adou Thiero.
Kentucky just looking to break the ice here 3 minutes in. Adou Thiero gets the friendly bounce.
Thiero actually got taller from last year to this year. He went from 6. That's a tough box out responsibility because Furphy's not as big and strong.
Nice reverse by Thiero. Boy, are they happy to have him back.
And whenever there's a ball reverse, Adou Thiero puts the ball on the deck, gets to that right hand, just gets it right over the outstretched left. 4.5 turnovers a game, so it's not unusual. It's just unusual against this good of a team.
And unusual with such a young group as well. And they're all over the glass. If Thiero hadn't done it, Edwards would have.
Loose with the ball, they've turned it over. Kentucky taking advantage of it. And just
on the bucket, but they want to pound the ball inside every time they can. Reeves followed and slammed by Thiero.
This is what John Calipari wanted out of this young team. He is getting a much better quality of shot throughout the course of this first half. Initially, Kansas was very resolute to get the ball inside, but they've made some play to get Kentucky to make a mistake. And a great cut by K.J. Adams on that Nash dribble into the basket.
And the 7th assist of the night for Harris to go with 15 points. That'll go somehow for Thiero, who's now got 16.
John Calipari asking for the foul on the stick back.
To Thiero. Here's Reeves along the baseline. Back to Thiero. Draws the defense. Right hand leaner. Got it.
Love the smart play by Thiero that time. Drove until the.
Lob. Thiero. Second time's the charm.
Great job by Thiero to stay with it. Look.
One bright spot in their recent loss. The young freshman, 11, is not scared to compete against the best.
Thiero finishes with the left. He'll go to the line as Kentucky tries to cut into a 7-2 St. Joe's rim. Here's Wagner. No numbers. Doesn't matter. Going to take it anyway. Shares it for the jam for Thiero. But they've hit 11 threes to hang in this game. It didn't start that way for St. Joe's. Here's Thiero. Challenge. It'll go to the line.
Him to be the best finisher in the country and takes a tough catch there.
So that previous possession, this is obviously off of a miss. Great push of the basketball right there. Now you get a nice little floater. Previously, Kentucky, there's no doubt. Not really a doubt where he's going to end up, right?
Thiero takes some air out of the basketball on that rejection. That was played in January. This event will be played in November. Easy bucket. Thiero left alone at the program.
It's Cal is used to doing that. Coach Cal, sort of for the last however many years, that's what you like to see him be. It's always a direct line to the basket.
Thiero on a steal. 2-on-1 to Wagner.
It's a good shot.
Thiero taking it into the lane. Nice little leader there for two. Wagner. Mitchell here. What a pass. Thiero, a little slide there. Now slides away and hits it.
That's a great weak fouling.
Thiero in the paint with the left hand. What a free shot.
Well, he caught it on the run, Dave. That makes him a time.
Poplar working on a 15-point game, but gives this one back. In transition, Thiero. Outstanding control of the body, and he'll be at the line.
He was taking that. Watch Thiero here. He never takes his eyes off the rim. Saw it coming, kept his eyes up the whole time. He's on the deck and still looking at the rim.
Going up to play here today. Not appear intimidated at the moment. Adou Thiero. A nice drive to the rim. He's his second.
This is where Thiero really, I think, excels. He can go
to that field goal with 7 points. Mitchell's got the advantage here. Nice feed. Thiero finishes and one.
pretty basketball. Coach Cal really leans on. He's almost like a big brother to all of these guys on the floor. He's seen it all, he's done it all, and he
won. Calipari wasn't happy about that.
And it was an 80-71 loss to Wilmington. Great baseline cut by Adou Thiero, a 18-point game. It's Brett Brown's son. He's the head coach of the Sixers for 7 years. Thiero throws it up. That falls through.
He is the Swiss Army.
To start the season. Beat Miami last week, but then lost to Wilmington at home on Saturday. Thiero, the steal and the score. So that's 6 points for the sophomore.
Spinoso turns it over. Kentucky paying it off on the other end, but
can make threes. Almost turned it over here.
Up and under.
Is he amazing around the rim and jumping that passing lane? But Thiero, goodness, he is something getting around that rim. Whew.
Wagner resets it out on top.
Plays the pick and roll beautifully.
There's an open three and goes.
How about Thiero, huh?
Thiero with the arrow. Whoop. Davis looking for more. Had it swatted out of there. And now we got a whistle and a foul.
Washington, I believe. Boy, they are leaving it out. Talk about Brad. How about that?
Kentucky.
Nice little bump by Washington. This is where he's tough. What a look.
Nice lead. Oh, what a block.
How about that, Thiero?
Way. Davis up and under.
Oh, what a block. Thiero didn't give up on the play. Whew.
Trimble on the drive. Swatted out by Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell with a great read. The little thing actually got it.
Yep, Thiero got it.
Mitchell picks it up, sets him up for the block.
Talk about great help on
33. And here's Thiero, a three. Wow.
And he's all of 6'6". Kentucky moves that ball around. That has a 4-round one set with Onyenso on
the rebound. It's an 8-0 run for Kentucky. They've hit their last 6 on the floor. Make it 7.
And now Louisville can't stay in front of the basketball.
Largest lead of the game for Kentucky, 19 for Reeves. Johnson had it blocked out of there by Thiero. It'll stay with Louisville.
And Arkansas 1-5 in league play, in desperate need of a victory that they hope will turn their season around.
John Calipari wants him to find three-point shots for his teammates.
Good kick, Thiero, 3. Got it. Really good look. Big man that can pass.
And that doesn't even count the number of shots that he's changed around the rim.
Shepard to a cutting Thiero. He hangs, he hits.
What a great cut by Adou. Made himself available. Just a really smart cut to get by Tyrese Samuel. And then Condon, one of the things, Ravi, with Onyenso in there controlling the paint.
Thiero with a tough take. Big body.
That's a 2. Shepard kept it alive for Thiero. And a finger roll. First bucket for...
Alley-oop, the throw down. Adou Thiero through the air.
Wildcats get out and run. Strong.
Thiero averaging 7 points a game.
A Zag team is usually a great three-point shooting team.
Shepard,
Nice
the
cut.
bounce pass. What a look. Thiero.
That wide open. Oh, huh? Zaggy gets it with 29, but how pretty is this with the little dive?
Shot him up. We slept in the streets. Shooting those streets, you got to sleep in the streets sometimes.
Strength, huh? Look at this. Wow, is he strong? What do you say, like 25 pounds heavier, maybe?
Yeah, and I think 3 or 4 inches. Last year, he was only about 6'5", 6'6". He's... They got 4 drivers on the floor. They can get to the rim and kick out.
He can score.
Oh, what a follow by Thiero. He's got 6 quick.
And that's all set up by the dribble drive.
Opportunities because it turns everyone's head to the ball, and you have to start rotating in your help. He could get it going from 3. That would get catches.
Nice footwork. And look at that block. Thiero.
5 to shoot. Ike inside. Whacked out of there by Thiero.
Second time they came with help. Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Now they got to defend against the lob on this inbound. There's only point.
Impressive for a young team. Usually young teams don't share it.
Shepard way up off the window. And the follow again by Thiero.
Anytime you drive to the rim and another shot blocker comes, bears that weak side.
The lead's cut to 2.
And John Calipari teeps their head and watches the ball. They don't see the defenders come to the offensive glass.
Tax, though, just decimates the defense.
It's going. No, I thought it was going up. Instead, it's Thiero. And he drags it.
He dragged a couple people, though. He's so worried about Rob.
Only his 5th three-pointer of the year, but it's a big... Hickman had it blocked. Kentucky's got a man out in front. It's Reeves. The lob and the finish by Thiero.
Gate, the push, and how about this? Leap the chandeliers, big fella.
League affiliation really matters when you get in the committee room. It doesn't. It's just your individual resume that matters.
Thiero will take that. That'll send the crowd home pretty happy.
Auburn's out of bounds under defense is terrific.
Thiero muscles it up and in and draws the foul as well.
Thiero is a driver and a right-hand driver. You have to the paint so that he can create shots for others. He can kick it out to open three-point shooters, but he had a lane all the way to the basket for a layup.
And they turn it over, only to give it back. It's Shepard again.
Unbelievable.
Reeves up top. Thiero and a foul.
Unbelievable by Reed Shepard. He's like a free safety in football that led to that lob pass, the terrific steal and pass ahead, and there's an extra step on that ladder for Adou Thiero.
So Auburn made a little bit of a run, but Kentucky weathered the storm, and they... Wow. Bodies are flying. Wow. And Thiero flushes it.
Boy, broken play, and Adou Thiero.
And I think John...
The basket, so he gets to choose which screen he wants to come off of.
Instead, it's a beautiful find to Thiero.
But we talked about it earlier. You give help on Antonio Reeves coming off those Reeves. He's going to come off the right side, off Thiero. And Chaney Johnson is going to help. And that leaves Thiero wide open for that pass from Reed.
Justin Edwards who missed the shot there. Same starting 5 for Kentucky as the game at Auburn. Thiero gets inside for 2. Playing his 18th game of the year. He missed 8 due to injury, and it's 4-0 Wildcats.
They're going to see the drive right there by Thiero, just finding a way to get to the basket, making it an easy bucket.
Turn and fire by Dillingham off the mark. It pinballs to Shepard, and an alley-oop to Thiero for the slam.
Getting those 50-50 balls critical for Kentucky.
Every game they play.
And every time Cal talks, it's similar to Jerry Jones. It's going to get taken out of context. It's going to get blown up. That's the type of personality he has.
Speaking of blowing up, Thiero with a couple of rim rocking slams. And that ties the game at 22.
You know, just active hands, great on-ball pressure. That's what Reed Sheppard was able to do. And then, I mean, talk about a guy who's continuing to grow into his body.
Shot clock at 4. Here's Sheppard with 2, pull-up jumper. And the putback slam, Thiero. Kentucky. Right.
Here comes the ball screen.
Going to come from Baker. Right, keeps the dribble. Drive, strip.
What hands.
Great play by Thiero. Kentucky has a time.
Onyensa. Down to 4. Nice play.
Steal. Thiero accelerates and lays it off the rim, but it's going to count. The last man there was Walters, who got a piece of the rim.
And that's Kentucky defense. People told that whole trip, everybody stayed at home, did a good job containing, and then jumping that passing lane. Power to the rim.
Get into it quickly here with Wagner.
Nice cut.
Wrap around. Thiero. Oh, the hesitation. Off the window. Adou Thiero.
Talk about strength. The Sheppard or Reeves.
We're down to 10 seconds left. Bradshaw, drive, kick. Thiero. Yes. A 3.
Goodness. They are focused. Nice little kick, as you mentioned, Bradshaw. Nylon. Reeves, who can do a lot of things.
Swing it. Thiero nails a triple.
How about that? Curl by Reeves, knowing the geography.
Side picked up by Cosby. Switch. 5 to shoot.
He finds people.
Thiero.
Unbelievable, his feel.
Cha-ching for Adou Thiero.
Now an open 3. Bottom. Thiero has to take those open looks. Because right now they are not afraid to come off of him, as that help to how they go about business is very mature.
Sheppard alley-oop, yes sir. Right on a break. Has to do Thiero.
So good by Cal, knowing that Mississippi State.
Matthews missed the layup. Reeves goes to the corner. Thiero to the basket. Pretty play. He hung, and he's able to make the hoop.
Yeah, great control. Not. I think Cal sees the same thing. Let Dillingham have a couple of minutes here.
Alley-oop to Thiero. Matthews never saw it coming.
All triggered, though, by the speed of Dillingham to get in. And Matthews doesn't stick a body on Thiero.
You need a 7-2 guy, even with the broomstick, to free up. Chris Jans looks like, are you serious? Sheppard, great pass. Thiero, 2-point game. Chris Jans is not happy. He is called timeout.
It all started with Keyshawn Murphy falling in love with a 16-foot. And you miss a shot and it just triggers the run game of Kentucky. Sheppard drops.
Offensive board goes to Kentucky, and Reeves tries a scoop shot. And now hitting the deck after getting the rebound earlier. And the extra feed from Onyensa. Thiero.
Arkansas wants a travel. They wanted a travel right here. I think the officials are saying he didn't have control of the ball. It's year of college basketball.
Here's a breakout for Arkansas. Block shot by Thiero.
Look at this. Adou Thiero, what a run to get there. And goes across his body here to block.
Down to the 12-minute mark. Thiero on a runner. Got it.
Big time.
The ball on one side of the floor. They make it difficult to have ball reversal. On cue, Thiero attack the rim.
They're 1 of 9, though, from beyond the arc. One of the nation's best three-point shooting teams. Oh, that's a scoop. Thiero, pardon me, whips and flush. Vandy off to a good start. Strong as it pertains to SEC tournament seeding. All right, little showtime here. Dillingham behind the back. Thiero. Well, they've hit 93 now.
1% from three-point territory. Number 1 in the country. That's denied. Thiero.
With confidence.
James, coast to coast. Oh! Rejected Thiero.
Wow.
Got another one.
Thiero, physically strong, imposing, and just really in the right spot. Big time.
Because of the instant impact these guys have off the bench.
Here's Solomon Washington, and he's rejected. Second block of the game for the Cats. Thiero doing the honors that time.
he's changed their identity defensively. Because you can't spread out with as many shooters, but he holds his own down low, does Thiero.
And A&M in January went to overtime, was decided in the 90s. Another Kentucky rejection. Here's Reeves, back to Onyenso. Thiero down the lane with the hammer.
Dillingham to Ivisic. Great pass to Thiero.
10 for 15, everything was a three. Great pass by Ivisic there.